we'll go to Mr. Kelly, and Mr. McLeod will have to wrap up this panel because we do need 5 minutes at the end, and we got a hard stop at 6:29.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Chair. And if I could perhaps just again, maybe go to Mr. Jansen on this, because he mentioned this before, but I really want to make sure that this is clearly understood, that to the critics of this bill, or those that seem to have the greatest concern about its consequences, that this bill does not convey a tax advantage to businesses that operate through a limited company, transferring between the generations. This bill removes a disadvantage to those businesses. Is that about as fine a point as we can put on it?
Absolutely. Just getting back to Daniel's comments as well. All this is doing is leveling the playing field, and not even fully yet, but it's a great start. But you're right, there is no advantage. Let's say this bill passes as is, there's still no advantage. Someone selling their business to their kid will not be at an advantage over somebody selling their business to a third party.
Exactly. We're merely taking away
some of the disadvantage.
One of many disadvantages that a person has when they choose a life of self-employment. It's a very difficult thing to run your own business, and the risks to one's family's financial security are enormous. Perhaps, they're unlimited, really. But I'll maybe keep this going, because I know the time is short, and switch to maybe to Ms. David, or both Ms. David and the insurance brokers. We've heard a lot about, in our testimony, about the impact on farms, a little bit on fishers, and a bit about other, I've listed, restaurants and small manufacturers and things like that. But professional service providers, thousands of them have limited companies too, and have build up a business that they would want to transfer to their next generation. So could you maybe comment on how common limited companies are among in financial service providers?
Well, we're actually a great industry to reflect that, because aside from other diversity issues, we've got an aging demographic problem in financial services, in particularly insurance. And we see many of our retiring advisors selling their practices to their children, probably overweight to the family side. So I think you don't have to look very far to find small businesses in multiple jurisdictions, different labor markets that are affected by this.
Anything from the insurance brokers to add?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Mr. Kelly, for the question. It's a great question, and the demographics of the broker channel are very similar to the demographics across the small business community. We've got a number of businesses, a number of business owners that are at the stage, or will soon be at the stage of considering a business transfer. This bill provides a wonderful opportunity to level the playing field, to ensure that the significant number of insurance brokerages that are family owned across the country can consider the sale within the context of their family. So we think that this is absolutely critical. And I know that Robin may have some of her own personal experience to share as well.
Robin?
Sure. I mean, as a second generation broker, it's tough to take over, it was tough to convince my parents to even want to sell to us for a multitude of reasons. Primarily because they could sell to third party for a significantly more money. But ultimately, as I said in my opening remarks, they wanted to continue that and continue to support the community that they built their business in.
Yeah, and I guess this it would goes without saying this would be the same for real estate practices, mortgage brokers, which is my background, but medical professionals, law, accounting, any of a variety of these types of businesses. So with that, Wayne, I'll turn it back
Okay.
over and